Oh, there we go. Pop out chat. Verify. I am not seeing the right screen now. no, that's our actual intro music. Sorry, I can turn that down. Sorry, people. All right, I'm ready to go live. It's at 8 seconds. Should we go early? 2, 1, intro rolling. I didn't rescale the intro. Oh, and now it's forgetting. Good morning. Welcome to the show here. Let me get cameras on. Sorry. OBS is so inferior at times. Good morning. What a triumphant, wonderful day. One of my favorite days of any year is when we get new software to play with. And this is a title that has been much anticipated, and that being Le Mans Ultimate. Welcome to the show. I am Sean Cole. Beside me here, over there, Amir Assad.
Hey,
Amir,
how's it going,
doing?
everybody? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm ready to get this going.
Yeah, me too. I like I was saying, anytime we get new software, I'm just blaring in my ear. I'm gonna turn this down, which is probably gonna turn it down on you guys. You might not hear Amir so well for a second, but I'm losing my mind. Anyway, I have not even played the game at all. I am sitting here. If you launch the game, this is the screen that you see where they're asking you to put in a name. So just to get things going along on the show quicker, I'm not even going to mess around. I'm just going to get down to business. Hey, I said get down to business. Let me type a name. Amir has already done all this, right, Amir?
Yep. Yeah, so I've had some time to mess around with this, so I wanted to make sure that I got my stuff set up first, and make sure then, but then also show you going through the process too, so that way if you have any questions, or people have any questions as we're going along, I can go ahead and answer them too. And I've gotten some time behind the wheel too, so it's been pretty good so far. I'm excited to see your impressions of it, Sean.
I gotta put in an email. Am I gonna have to verify?
I didn't have to.
Let's act like. Did you read the privacy policy? Am I okay? Checking okay?
I just skipped it all, man.
I wish to receive marketing material.
That's the only thing I didn't check. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that one. Oh, I could have skipped this whole thing, it looked like. Yep. Choose preset. Beginner?
No, you want to go all the way expert so you can get to the full sim experience?
All right. Yeah.
Come on, man. You don't want to be one.
All right,
you don't want to have all the baby assists on.
All right. So just to I guess what I haven't done is laid out what we're doing here. I'll be a little slow on chat. I have no visibility. I'm flying blind here. Our new approach to software is to get in on day one and go through all the beginning stuff, like getting it up and running, because sometimes that's a nightmare. And yeah, that might suck for a stream, but it also shows you what it's going to take to get a game running when it's difficult versus when it's just plug and play or fired up. So we're going to kind of go through some of the settings so you guys can see what it's made of. And right out of the bat, we have three, difficulties: beginner, intermediate. So with beginner, you've got all sorts of, AI difficulty low, no damage, full fuel, driving line, all that stuff. Intermediate, they kick things up, and then expert is the way we're going to go at it, which is AI difficulty of high, damage simulation of realistic, and all driving aids are turned off. All right, continue. Sorry, a little longer than... All right.
No, you're good, man.
And we'll hit the button, and hopefully we didn't demonetize our stream. Is the 3D printed control box anything to worry about, Cody?
No, I'd say you...
Oh, on the VX Pro pedals?
Yeah, for those VX Pro pedals, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just an aesthetic part. There's no stress put on it or anything like that, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, man. It just comes down to, do you care if it looks like a 3D printed box or not? That's all it really comes down to.
Yeah, I have music in the background. I'm turning this off. We probably already lost everything if we're going to lose it. They're pretty quick. Master. And why music? Music off. I don't get into Sims for your generically picked music. Button click. I'm fine with that. Okay. All right, Amir. I got music turned off.
All right.
And I am at the main menu. Race weekend online. So here are options. Race weekend online. Wow, talk about basic. Talk about just like get to it. Race weekend online, my profile, settings, and credits. That's pretty basic.
Yeah. No, Cody. You shouldn't have any EMI issues because the box, like, unless you have, like, maybe if you have motion, but I don't think it should really interfere. Yeah, for the most part, you should be good to go. But yeah, so I don't know, Sean. Are you gonna walk us? You gonna walk us through the settings because you got to get everything mapped and whatnot.
I mean, the first thing I did was I went to settings, and then I went to controls.
Okay.
Because that's sort of where it all begins. So I guess I got to map out. It's saying primary X. I'm guessing I have to just do mine as it's listening to an input.
Yep.
Oh, that was X. Okay, that's all right. I don't mind mapping. All right, listening to input. I love that. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that wording before. That's kind of clever. All right, now we need some pedal action. I am too close.
Yeah, and your mileage is going to vary when it comes to setup. Like for me, I had no inputs showing at all, and I've seen other people like on stream where all their stuff was already set up too. So it really depends.
It looks like mine was, but I'm just going to confirm because you never know.
Yep.
It's doing
for sure, man.
And clutch. Now I'm too far back. All right, shift up. There we go. Shift down. There we go. Change driving camera. That seems sacrilegious.
Right. Always keep it on cockpit.
Request pit stop. I don't know where I'm going to start mapping. I'm not ready for some of these mappings, you know.
Right.
MFD page. So this is like R factor.
Yes. Yeah, to toggle through your MFD pages.
So we can go next and forward. Navigate. We can go up. Let's see what I'm for up on this wheel. All right, let's go. There we go. Down. There we go. Sorry, everybody, but again, that's kind of what I wanted to do. Is, I mean, this stuff is pretty much what you need to do. Right? You either know or you don't know. I am going to map the button for change camera just in case, or we might want to take a look around at times. Request pit stop. I'm going to go ahead and just put that on my pit limiter.
And again, like, I mean, essentially, this game it's R Factor 2, with the updated graphics engine and everything. So how you're set, like if you've ever played R Factor 2, done any setup, configuring all your devices, doing this stuff is almost essentially the same. Where R Factor 2 does take quite a bit of time to get everything set up properly. Everything works perfectly. Yeah.
I just switched so I have I did bezel compensation. I went back to NVIDIA surround, by the way.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you don't have to worry about any of this.
And
because I'm running it without surround.
Well, and I bezel adjusted, which I haven't done in a while. I usually just let that fly.
Yeah.
All right, so this wants to play at 60 hertz.
Yeah. Because like the funny thing is, all I did was take my R Factor 2 DX11 config file, copied and pasted it into Le Mans, and it just worked.
No kidding.
It's the same exact file.
Do you hear that, everybody? So everybody plays R Factor 2. I mean, if you're going to fire this up and you already have a settings that you like in R Factor 2, you just have to take that DX11 file and copy it over, and you'll be magically ready to go. All right. Well, I did the basics. I mean, I don't know what all I need for what we're doing, so I got the basic driving controls mapped.
Okay.
Anything else I need to
do? So if you want, let me see. You went through all your basic. Did you? So we can do that. Yeah. We can do everything. Did you go through your graphics? You got your graphics set up, and then your sound is set up, right?
Should be. I turned off the music.
Okay.
Yeah, graphics. All I did was change the resolution to what I'm actually running. I left everything else, so I'm not running vertical sync, but I don't have vertical sync monitors here. Actually, these might be V-Sync monitors now I think about it. Post effects high, motion blur, trackside only. FSAA, I have none. Looks like it defaulted me to some low graphics because of my mediocre computer. So I'm just going to let it fly and we'll see how it does on graphics. Yeah?
Go ahead, man. Yeah.
All right.
Um.
Yeah, and I got basic controls. I mean, oh, I didn't calibrate, and I didn't force feedback.
Oh. Yep. So what I would do, yeah. So I would do here. I'll go ahead and calibrate your. I mean, your wheel should be good to go already. Go ahead and calibrate your pedals. Make sure they're good to go with the inputs. And then with the force feedback, I would recommend once you're in game to go through and play with your force feedback. That way, you know you can go in and get everything adjusted as you're driving.
My calibration screen is very laggy.
The screen is a bit laggy. That's one of the things that they did mention in their known bugs input is their UI is still lagging. But again, that is something that they already knew of. It's going to take some time for them to fix.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to both hit a race weekend simultaneously?
I mean, yeah, go ahead, jump into a race weekend, and I will be as Stan said, I'll be your spotter for now until we can jump into an online session.
All right. So we have a handful of tracks. So it defaulted to Le Mans, aka Circuit de la Sarthe. Looks like we have Sebring. There we go. Okay, we'll switch.
Yes.
Okay, so we got Sebring, Algarve, Circuit de Spa, Le Mans, Monza, Fuji. What's this? Bahrain.
That's Bahrain. Yep.
Okay.
SimFreak, no VR support yet, but it is under development. Right now, it does offer triple screen support, full triple screen support.
All right, so for cars, we can go Hypercar, LMP2, or LMGTE Amateur.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stick with the Hyper.
Oh. Yeah, and just to note, guys. Oh, so
yeah, go ahead.
Just to note, guys, when it comes to the graphics, so when you're setting up your triple monitors, you might not, depending on what you're doing. So whether you're doing surround or you're not doing surround, the whole entire setup of your graphics is the same exact way as R Factor 2. And I was telling, if you joined our chat now, I did mention earlier that you could literally just take your R Factor 2 DX11 file, copy and paste it into your Le Mans folder. You can so the thing, you can't do any fine tweaking just yet in the UI that will come later on, but you can go into the INI file and do all your tweaking in there. And there are like little bits of lines of instructions on what to do, like how to do your monitored angles, your bezel width, your alignments and things like that. So you can do that in the INI file. I just can't do it in the game itself just yet. Sorry, Sean.
Oh, no. I was actually cycling through. I was looking through all the different hypercars we could choose from because I have that class selected. And then I selected the Cadillac.
Yep. So I think, you've got the Caddy, the Ferrari, the Van Wall, the Porsche, Toyota, the Glickenhaus, and the Peugeot right now for the hypercars. For the LMP2s, you've got just the Orca. And then for the GTE cars, you have so you have the GTE cars. You don't have the GT3s just yet because this game is based off of the 2023 season. So you've got the Ferrari, the Porsche, the Corvette, and the Aston Martin.
I tried to keep up with you.
Oh,
we can get a look at that LMP2. Let's take a quick look at that.
Yep.
That's the only thing. The Rika. Okay. All right. Well,
Yep.
I am going to go with Hypercar.
Okay.
And I am going to pick the Caddy because that's what my grandfather would want me to pick. Ooh,
all right.
Green one. I wanted the yellow one. I had it select. Oh, it gave me. Hey, I didn't want the Toyota. What happened there? All right, here. I want the yellow. There we go. Number 3. That's me. All right. No VR. VR would be cool. I'm still not ready for VR. I'm working on it. Okay. Let's see what's up.
It is going to be R Factor 2 load time, so it's going to take a little bit.
I just hope my computer can hang.
I mean, if you're able to play RF2, this will be fine.
I'm on a i7 with a 2080 Ti. It's not like I'm literally on a potato.
Right. Yeah, you should be all right, buddy.
I'm gonna take a sweet coffee during these long load times. 48%.
So yeah, for the guys out there that are watching us now, have you guys tried out Le Mans yet or not? Or are you guys waiting for, to see a bunch of reviews out there before you decide to purchase it?
No, Stan, I don't need the racing line.
Maybe the auto braking.
For Le Mans. Stan, on it. Made another appearance. Hello. By the way, Cody, to answer your question, I had a different brake pedal or something that had a 3D printed case, and I've done my own, and I'll put them against cheap plastic cases that people buy, generic ones, because a lot of times things come with it's literally just a generic plastic box that you can buy from an electronics place. So
okay, Bears, yeah, fair.
54%. Cirque de la Chart.
Yeah, it looks like if you're an R Factor 2 fan, like I would definitely recommend getting this title. If you're not, I mean, yeah, I'd probably hold off and see what other people say before you get it. Or you could just, if you get it from Steam, you could buy it, and if you don't like it, you could get a refund. So that's another option too.
I'm gonna have to fool my motion into thinking this is R Factor 2 somehow.
Yeah, exactly, Dave. Yeah, I mean, they're essentially using the R Factor 2 engine, and I believe on top of it they're using like a version of the Unreal Engine for the graphics.
This is really long, but I gotta tell you, this is not something I am super judgmental about a game, especially when we're talking Sims. Like if we're talking like a shooter where like matches are 5 minutes long, it might be super critical. But I mean, I'm gonna be here for an hour, right? So what's 5 minutes, whatever it's gonna take to load? If it improves gameplay, I think it's a small sacrifice. Keyword being if it improves gameplay.
Right. You're still loading?
74.
Oh.
I don't know. I have one of those slow solid state drives.
Oh, gotcha, man. Yeah, Bears. It is. I think it's. I mean, we'll leave it as we play it. It is bare bones content for now. Again, it's early access. But I'll say it is better than a lot of some of the other early access games that I've played in the past. I haven't, from my short time running it, I haven't ran into any issues. But again, mileage might vary. So,
you guys,
like I'm already loaded in, ready to go, but I'm waiting on Sean now.
You guys, Dave says, yeah, it'll probably load faster next time. 87. You guys can't see the load time. It's right below Amir. Amir's blocking it. This is the blue side of my room, by the way. The other side of my room is kind of pinkish. This side of the room is blue. Okay. I'm not sure I like the blue. I feel like I'm in a submarine or something.
Yeah.
No Nords, no buy.
I mean, Cal, there is gravel on these tracks, so I mean, I guess that might be a little plus for you.
Is it rendering every pebble? Is that what's taking so
long? Tom, from what I know, yes, if you get early access now, you'll get full access to the game, as they build upon it. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be DLCs and stuff later on down the road. But yeah, so they did early access where you pay less than what the game's going to be. Once it goes out of early access, that's when you're going to pay full price. Kind of like it was kind of like what ACC did when it first launched. I think what Sean, I remember, I think like ACC was like $20 when it came out.
Yeah, they did. They did
then,
like 3 tiers, even I believe, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
like
so
3
but
different
yeah,
launch price points.
they did. Yeah, the earlier you bought it, the less you had to pay. Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm in.
Yeah.
All right, look at that. I'm up against Earl Bamber, Sebastian Bourdais, Tom Dillman, Dane Cameron, Kevin Estre, Mike Conway, Sebastian Buemi, Antonio Fuoco, Alessandro Pierre Gidi Felipe Nasser. I know a few of those names. I'm just going to hit start driving. All right,
Okay.
so I'm in a pit stall, so I see a wall. Why am I not hearing my car sounds? I'm hearing. Wait.
Is your car started?
Yeah. Is it running under electric?
It could be in the pits, depending on the car. Yeah.
There we go. I think it was literally running in electric mode. Whoa. All right, we looped it. We're okay. Jesus. Okay, so the wheel settings are not optimal. They're like super light at center, but then if you do anything, it yanks it out of your hand. Oh, this is R Factor, huh? You don't say. This is R Factor. Alright, so my graphics, I'm sure, are not doing it justice, because I'm seeing a lot of jaggies on the white lines. Oh, I'm getting run over by this guy because I'm going so slow. I'm getting my wits about me. Yeah, like almost 0 force feedback going down the straightaway. But I know there's force feedback when I spun out. I went crazy. 7 speeds in the Cadillac doing 330 kilometers. Where's the brake marker? There's one. There's another. Oh, we didn't slow it down enough. Alright. We did a big cut. I did it again. I think I have too much rear brake bias, perhaps. Or I'm just super scorching it into the corners. My visibility is not terrific as far as like long distance looking for brake markers. Cars in the mirror look really awesome. Oh, it must be an LMP2. Just trying to get a good look at him. A little bit of off the throttle wheel spin. Alright, coming into this section. Trying to sort out the braking. Oh, I'm getting run over by a LMP2. Alright, so I'm having a little hard time getting my brake sensations down. That'll just take a moment, though.
So one thing you got to remember, think about, Sean, is like because you're driving a car that's harvesting energy from the braking,
right?
You need a little bit more distance for your braking than you would think.
Right. You're getting run over by everyone else.
Like
whoa! What was that thing going so fast? Is that how fast I'm supposed to be going? Oh, I went 2 wheels off and I got loose.
Right.
Alright, my force feedback does not feel very good right now, by the way. Oh, shit. So yeah, like right there, I don't know if you can see on camera, but the minute my wheels get turned to a certain point, it just like yanks the wheel that direction. We might be backward. Do we have to reverse our force feedback?
I had to do that. I had to. Yeah, my feedback was inverse. Yeah, I had to invert it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that this is backwards, or something's off. I think it's not literally backwards, which is the weird part. It's like, okay, here, force feedback. How come I don't have any settings for force feedback, by the way?
So Tom, so you're yeah, for the cars you're gonna have the hybrid cars, and then you're gonna have the LMP car with the Orica, and then you're gonna have the GTE cars. So far, and that's because it's running the 23 season. There is gonna be an update with the 24 season cars, which will include the GT3 cars and some of the newer entries that came out.
I don't have any force feedback settings, Amir.
No?
No.
All right, let me see what you're doing. Give me a second. Controls, force feedback. Oh, so you don't. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Go back to primary controls. Oh, see, you lost your. So in the primary, you have to put your steering wheel inputs in the primary. Then I go back to primary controls. Yeah, put it in there, and then once you're done, your force feedback stuff should pop up.
Thank you. Crazy.
Hey, that's what I'm here to help you out, buddy.
That's sort of silly, though. I mean, no offense to them, but like, yeah. Okay.
I mean, your secondary inputs are supposed to be for like controllers and stuff.
I mapped everything as secondary, didn't I?
You did.
I guess I'll deal with that later. Okay. I inverted my force feedback. That's all I'm going to do right now, by the way, everyone.
Okay.
So yeah, like the same kind of minimum steering torque, steering bump stop degrees, 40, force feedback smoothing, car specific force feedback strength. That I find super duper annoying. Again, this is all stuff that looks super reminiscent of R Factor.
Mm-hmm.
And that was maybe not my favorite parts of R Factor.
So
Okay.
let me ask you the question though. So what do you prefer? iRacing's UI or R Factor 2's?
Oh, UI? I prefer this. It's it's an actual game UI. So it's not the
Okay.
UI part that is annoying to me
Right.
about this. It's that the settings, and it's still the same. It's the same question mark they give you when you grab R Factor.
Right.
You know, where like all of a sudden, instead of it just being straightforward settings, it's all this really weirdly worded stuff even, you know, and it's like,
Right.
and it's just, I don't know. I felt like that was something that R Factor to me was a hard sim to get into because they made the settings very unintuitive. Now the layout of the UI is fine. I don't know anything, but it's just kind of hard to figure out. Like even right now, so yes, I think my force feedback's right. but we're a long way from like happy force feedback. I have like nothing off of center. Now, I believe my sim experience fired up into like default mode since I didn't have a profile built for my wheel, and my wheel's a little finicky when it comes to certain sims when they're brand new. Whoa, yeah, I'm not. This car is faster than I think, and it's in kilometers, so I don't even know how fast I'm going. But I'm using the 200 mark, which is like my iRacing mark from when we ran it.
Right.
And that's not working out so good. Alright, but we definitely, I've forced me back to right direction now. So now I have a steerable. Whoa, that Ferrari is warping all over the place on me. You guys see that? It's all... Oh, we almost made that chicane. And then we got run over by the starter Ferrari. Alright. I am really failing to get up to speed though, still. Whoa, because you're putting two wheels off. You can't blame the sim for that.
Yeah, so one thing I noticed, and this is for the chat too, so like if you haven't tried out Le Mans yet too, so Sean, once you're back in your garage, look at your setup. What I found that helped with the rear end, constantly, you constantly losing the rear end is lowering the ride height of the rear, and maybe giving the rear wing a click, like one click or two, raising it up. That's what I found that works a little bit better. I mean, that's just like a basic thing you can do. I mean, there's a lot more you can do, setups and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so Callum, no, there is telemetry output. So I was able to get my sim hub up and running and working. I was able to get my system up and running and working. But I had to trick sim hub and my Cubic to think that I'm running R Factor 2, and that's just because sim hub and Cubic haven't done the updates to add Le Mans support into it. Kind of like what you had to do for EA Rally. It's almost the same way. I had to copy some files from R Factor 2 and put it in the Le Mans folder, and then just trick the two programs into thinking that I'm playing R Factor, not Le Mans.
Dropped it a little and added more of your wing. The other thing I wanted to see on the setup, so we're on medium compound. Virtual.
Yeah, exactly, Callum.
Alright, I'm going back on track. Alright. Here we go again. Yeah, it's a trick. It's it is on electricity until you get to a certain speed.
Yeah, it's cool how each car has its own characteristics. Like I've driven the Caddy, the Ferrari, and it's kind of cool to see like they have very, very different driving characteristics.
Ooh. I just got rear-ended. Whoa! Ah, shit! Totaled another car. I think he totaled me, man.
You can't be killing cars, Sean.
It wasn't me, man. Those AI are rear-ending me because I'm driving like a grandma, apparently. Whoa. Oh, okay. Yeah, how slow are you?
Me?
I can't even... I tell you what, my force feedback feels like not great.
there is a lot of fiddling around to make sure the brake works, man.
I got no curbing effect at all. I like it's like there's just no sensation on swerving the wheel left and right. Do you get anything there? So if you're...
I do, yeah. After I played around with my force feedback, I got everything working right.
I'm gonna, yeah, I mean, honestly, I might. Oh, there's my change view button. Cool, cool. Let me do some force feedback work because this doesn't feel very good. I'm not very inspired. Force feedback. Here we go. So invert helped. Effects on steering torque. Oh, force feedback strength 0. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Maybe.
Remember I was saying I had like no feeling whatsoever there?
Right.
Is that their way of telling me I should be afraid of the force feedback level in this game? Maybe I should go to 50
Just
before I go
bit.
to 100? Alright, we're going to go to 50. Alright, well, that makes me feel better. Oh, it makes my wheels sound dry. That's weird. Jeez, don't hit me. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Oh, he hit me. I know I'm being a little weird and unpredictable, but come on. No. Alright, now I have some force feedback. It's very light.
Okay.
My graphics suck ass on this. Yeah, my graphics do not look great either now. Alright, so we're running on a 2080 Ti, which I would call a medium-low graphics card by today's standards. Blue flag. What the hell? How the hell are they going so fast? It was on the straightaway, and they just like roared on me. Like, am I on a different? Okay, look at that glitchiness.
That could be how much power they're outputting, too, man. Remember, you can adjust your power output in these cars.
Apparently, when you put on more power, your car blinks and goes glitchy and does this. You might have to stream all the new games until I get a new computer. Well, I mean, unfortunately, I keep, alright, I give it credit for that. Alright, force feedback's now working, by the way. So that's cool. And that was all me driving off that curb. I've done that in any sim I've ever played. Le Mans. Right? Alright, let's try to keep it going now. It does a weird thing when I go into the garage and then back onto track where it, like, put me back where I was, but it's, like, not. It's like a artifact glitch kind of thing.
Right.
No biggie. I'm just pointing it out. Now, me personally, this is a personal. I'm not knocking it. This is where we are in the world of racing, right? Oh, that was me down. Okay, I'm learning that I'm downshifting into first, and this car does not like first gear. So let's stop doing that.
Oh yeah, I never go into it. Yeah.
But the other thing I'm going to say is I am not a huge fan of engine management cars. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not even a fan of push to pass an IndyCar. Like, I just think, like, racing has enough dynamics. You don't have to go and throw in some kind of, like, Vegas casino rules on the side to make it a better experience. So, I'm not a huge fan of the hybrids and the whole, like, these cars, you know, when do you use it, when do you save it? I don't need it to become a chess game on top of a motorsport. That's personal, by the way. Not a rant. That's just where we are. I'm an old man yelling at the clouds. I get it. That's okay. Oh, come on. Why did that go around? Why did that go around?
No, I feel the same way with you too, man. Like, I want a car that can just jump in and just drive, like use my gas and brake, and that's all I have to worry about.
Yeah, I want to be better than you as a driver, not at watching a secondary stopwatch to know when to use my efficiency of my system. Which, hey, that's a different kind of racing. I'm not like I said, I'm not really knocking it. It's just not my cup of tea. All right, I am starting to get comfortable. You know, anybody out there, you jump in a new sim, and there is a learning curve, right? Getting used to the timing, the physics, the graphics, and how it all ties together, calibrating you to the driving experience. I'm just now starting to get the feel of the touch. So we're 15, 20 minutes into driving, maybe. Starting to get used to the braking of the car, timing of the game. I'm gonna get run over by this guy in the same class. At least we didn't loop it off that corner. Every car that goes by me is just flickering away. I'm barely outrunning the freaking GTE cars.
So Callum, the hypercars at least feel very, very different than in iRacing. To me, these cars require a little bit more finesse. You can't just jump on the gas, on the throttle, and just smash it like you can in iRacing in most of those cars. This one, you've really got to be gentle and delicate with it. And you got to be also mindful of the weight transfer too that happens during your braking phase and acceleration phase, coming in and out of the corner.
I'm just looking at my graphics and I'm thinking that this is making it really even hard to... Whoa! I think it's making it hard to give it a fair assessment. Because I am not, as much as I'm trying to get timed with and comfortable with, I don't have a lot of... I'm finding it very hard to get in command of the game. So for me personally, like iRacing, you know, when I drive, everything's timed. I'm in command of the car. Everything's synchronized. When I run Assetto Corsa Competizione, all that, I think it's a graphical issue. I think my computer is just not going. I mean, I guess we could turn shit down, which isn't a very exciting thought. Looks like I might have to get out of the game, which makes sense. All right, we're gonna exit this. Let's go ahead and change Munich. This stuff percentage, that's fine. Let's go to MPH, physical track side, lock horizon. At least the field of view seems pretty decent. A little far back, I think. All right, we're gonna quit to main menu real quick. Excuse me. All right. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch to the opposite real quick car. I'm gonna stay at Le Mans, but I'm gonna switch to the GTE car real quick. I just want to see a polar opposite feel. Let's go to the Porsche. That's a car I know really well.
So, Sean, when you were driving, were you having the issue of the cars being too bouncy for your vision too?
I couldn't even, my graphics are being so weird, it's hard for me to even tell if it was bouncing.
Okay.
There's something really jittery and stuttery, like it was smooth at the same time, but it was like, I don't know, a frame rate counter, but it was like, let's call it, it was like smooth 40 frames per second, maybe.
Okay.
So it was like really hard to feel in timing with the game, like I honestly felt like I was playing a console game.
Oh, gotcha.
And then it's really grainy. Oh, I meant to change graphics. I went and changed car. I meant to turn down graphics. It's like, all right, well, let's go to low graphics and see if we can get comfortable and then build things up from there. Yeah, I don't know if I can do new games, Amir, until. I mean, the thing about it is I sit here like, oh, poor me, poor my computer. I play iRacing with medium high graphics at like 140 frames a second. So I can, they can point a finger at my computer, but it's not like it's a dinosaur. And so again, I accept it on one hand, but I mean, that's one of the things we talk about. Like, I would like to see, how are your graphics? What are your settings?
Mine are perfect. Yeah.
And what card are you on?
I've got everything set to ultra. Huh?
And what card are you on?
Well, I'm running a 4090.
And so, and how does it look as far as look?
For me, I'd put it on par with like, AMS2 graphics. Like, I have like no stuttering, no nothing.
I mean, how does the scenery in the game look?
Yeah, the scenery is amazing, man. I mean, like, you can tell they put a lot of effort into the building of the track, the environment. I guess like the big thing like this week is trees. If you've seen a couple of YouTubers out there talking about like the trees in Forza where they don't look right, they don't look real. But here, like these, but no, here these trees, they look legit. They're awesome. The colors aren't overly saturated. They look very realistic. Which, like, that's the one thing I could probably say, against AMS2. Like, while the graphics look gorgeous, I think there's like a little bit of too much saturation of colors in there, where this is more, they took more of a color, like a real color tone for this.
Yeah, I did. That respect looked really good to me. And again, like, I'll always be like some weird iRacing fanboy, but I still feel like iRacing is like it's the Easter egg pattern. It's the pastel colors,
right?
iRacing are. And then, like you said, AMS oversaturated, perhaps. And maybe I agree. Like right now, I'm back in the car, by the way, so the loading time was much better, right? Oh, we're on a Ferrari. Yeah. That's why I have engine sounds right out of the car. Okay. All right. So I would probably, if it was me, I would want to do a few things like lock my steering wheel. I would like to raise my driving position, I guess. But okay, here we go. In a GT3, GTE. Oh, and the beautiful sound of the Ferrari. Do you guys hear that? Oh, Ferrari. Whoa. Oversteer-orama. Really? That was a weird spot for. I don't recall what I turned on or off. It went to some pretty medium rate graphics for me. I mean, we honestly might need to switch to a mirror for the stream. Mirror, my stream looks like shit.
Oh yeah.
No, the stream looks fine. It's my game looks like shit.
Right. Oh,
It's
gotcha.
like every white line is just a fucking jagged line. It looks like palm.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, the white lines. Everything else looks great, but anything that's a white line, like billboards that are white, it's not the color, but every white line specifically looks like 1976 Atari palm.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, if you can, if you want, we can switch to me. Just take me a little bit of time to get everything set up.
We'd have to, it would be a second stream. It won't be, I mean, I'm not worried about that. But,
Yeah.
now me personally, the Ferrari already feels a lot better than that hypercar to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So maybe it's just the way that hypercar handles. It's like, you know, Amir called it finesse. I'm just gonna be like, no, it's just a Ghost Rider. You're just a passenger. You better point it right. Now I'm in this Ferrari, which feels like an actual car.
Well, see, for me, like, I actually enjoyed the Cadillac more than the Ferrari.
Oh, I meant the Ferrari and the GTEs. I was in the Cadillac.
Oh, gotcha.
I was in the Cadillac before.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Porsche. What am I thinking, PS4? Thank you. Jack got it too. It says it right there on my steering wheel. I almost called that a handlebar, by the way.
That's funny. Alright, so let me get my stuff set up. Oh my gosh. Crack me up!
What's the difference? That's pretty raunchy sounding for a Porsche, by the way. I like it. Alright, let's try to not crash the car. Oh, we're already looping. Yeah, I'm getting some off throttle. Well, okay. Maybe it's just trying to be very Porsche. So I'm getting some off throttle. It's actually happening very late is why it's a little weird. Some off throttle oversteer. I think you just gotta keep a little Porsche throttle on. Anybody who's actually driven a 911 knows exactly what I'm talking about. In a real life 911. I wonder if it loaded. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty happy with the overall graphics and this Aston Martin's gonna just go right by. They're getting trail braking down way better than I am. No frame rate counter anywhere, huh? Seems to be doing. Maybe loading a second time helped a little. Seems to be running better right now. I'm not sure if it's the slower speed of the car. These AI guys braking is just phenomenal. Yeah, a lot easier to acclimate to this car, for sure.
should be a little bit harder to, should be harder to drive. I found, I found that I like the ATs. Well, actually, I like the LMP car better than everything else than ATE cars. That's just me. I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah, everyone's got their own flavor. Ooh, I don't like the hypercar. I'm too old for that hyper nonsense. Yeah, this feels so much better. This is now drivable, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, that Aston just left me in the dust, so still getting up to speed. Alright, so I think my field of view, I need to be sitting closer, and that's one of the problems I'm having with visibility, I think. So that should probably be the next thing we make an adjustment to, is see what we can do there. I like the flag warning. There goes that Cadillac at the speed I was supposed to be driving it. We're not getting, so my graphics improved, by the way, with that stopping. Like, so, was it Dave who said it'll load faster the next time? Not only did it load faster, but it loaded better. Because I'm not getting the glitching cars going by now. So yeah, I think we might have gotten to like playable level. I don't think it looks that bad other than the white anti-aliasing on the white lines in particular.
Well, I'm on the same line for the swap. Oh, Joe,
There's a glitching car. You're not getting that fun button? Amir?
What's that?
You're not getting the flickering cars going by, or cars not going by you because you're... Oh, I looped it again.
I'm too fast. No, I'm kidding. No, when I'm too fast, cars don't flicker for me, man. No. I mean, I could go ahead and try it again. I'm loading back in now.
I'm gonna restart again. Not the whole game. I'm gonna go check some graphics. Joa, for me, I'm gonna let to be fair, I don't want to be an asshole. To be fair, if you're on an i7 with a 2080 Ti or less, I would probably hold out. Because right now I'm gonna have to start turning down some graphics. I thought I said I want to leave, and it put me back in the car. It's kind of weird. Quit to main.
Well, there's a couple things you can do. So, like in your graphics settings, do you have like your anti-aliasing and all that stuff on too?
I think it defaulted to off because it, did a little. I'm assuming it did a little computer diagnosis and was like, "You suck."
No. I mean, you could try. So turning on your anti-aliasing stuff might help improve the performance too. Because mine would, like, when I loaded in first time when I configured it, everything was turned off, and then I had to turn turn everything on. No, Tom, you should be okay. It really depends. Again, like I said, this game is still early access, still being fine-tuned and everything. So I think like with a 3060, everything should be good. You won't be able to play everything on Ultra, but you should be able to get the graphics running pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Amir's on a 4090 playing on ultra level settings, which maybe we're gonna switch. I'm gonna just, since I'm trying something else, I'm gonna jump in the LMP2 this time.
Yeah, Tom, I'm running 1440p monitors. That should be plenty. Again, I mean, that's the beauty of Steam too. Like, if things don't work right or you don't like it, you can return the game and get your money back.
Oh, Jeffrey, I forgot to
too,
do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't do that. Okay. Yeah, I would lock your horizon. That way the movement doesn't mess it up too much.
I preferred, so Joa, my jury's still out on is it a buy or not. It's got hope. So if you want to get it on that early access, just to be able to mess around, get things dialed in. I don't know what the difference in price will be later. So I don't know if there's a financial advantage to doing it. Is there, Amir? Do you know?
There is right now. So right now it's discounted. And then yeah, so the early access people have to pay less than full. Yeah.
Well, Tom, my MO is to buy enough computer to let everything run on full blown everything mode, but it's just been a little while since I've upgraded.
Like, there are still bugs. Like, for example, I just was adjusting my seat because I changed cars. My car turned off, so I had to go back, turn the car back on. So there are some bugs still in this game, but like when you're actually out there driving and everything, it's all good.
I think honestly nowadays for me, you saw what's in the game right now, race weekend or online. So coming off of this week's podcast, obviously no career mode. The AI, I don't know, because all I've had them do is run me over. So that's my experience with the AI. But right now it'll come down to the online play, I guess, because if there's no career mode, how is the online play? How is all that work out would really be the biggest factor for me. Because, yeah, with no career mode, it means that's what they're going after, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Hey, Tom Jones helping us with the FPS. I don't have my Borat ready to go. Forgive me. Actually, we're supposed to get did I turn? Yeah, there's my chats and alerts. Oh, I turned that off. Hold on. I might still have time. I might still be ahead of it. I had that. I was ready. But I guess I wasn't ready. All right, 93%. It's definitely loading quicker on the second and third time than it did the first. I guess I could have opened a different track this time just to look. Joe wants the full release. We all do.
That's fine, buddy. You can blame me. It's all good. Everybody usually does anyway.
All right, almost there. 99, 100. There it is. 100. So I don't see. Oh, so here's the settings. Can we do? Vertical FOV default. So we're gonna go to. Do you recall what you put your field of view at?
Well, for me, because of mine's 27 because of just how far how close my monitors are.
Mm-hmm.
See, I got mine set at 27.
Okay. Lock horizon.
Yeah, I would lock it. Or put it on medium, at least.
Put it on locked. Vertical field of view, I have it at 28. We'll adjust that. Steering wheel, I put it to fix. That's something else I wanted to fix. Default, HUD enabled, units. Okay, I think we're good. Now we're in the LMP2. Oh, there we go. Now our view looks a little more Cool. I don't have any mirrors though. We're gonna need. Is there virtual mirror in this?
You'll have to adjust your seating position.
So they're saying I don't get this field of view. If I want to see behind me, I can't have this field of view.
I don't know. Who's telling you? The game's telling you that?
No, when I switched field of view, it
Oh.
took the mirrors out of play. Yeah, we're probably a little too close now. Whoa, slippery out there. And it's gonna go around. Someone hit me to finish it off. Shit. Alright. Let's
The same just happened to me. I was murdered by hypercar.
So the AI are ruthless. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go down to 25 just to see if that is better. Turn the garage. Start driving. I can't even tell a difference. Settings. Awesome. Graphics. Controls their seat
The one thing I do
position.
like about
Go ahead. Sorry, Amir.
oh, murdered again.
Oh, look.
No, I was gonna say like the one thing I actually do like about this is the game. Like if you cut a corner or you're close to cutting a corner, it doesn't automatically give you a corner cut. Like it actually evaluates if you actually did cut the corner or not. So let's say you did cut a corner, but you were going below the speed of what you would normally take that corner. It won't give you a corner cut.
Okay, it did let me do that. I was wondering that too, if you have to. So I have to go the other way. We're going beyond 30 with mine. Let's go up to 35. 36. That'll do. No, it seemed to take that effect without restarting. All right, I can see little mirrors, but now we need to move our seat. Still don't see my... You have to move your seat, mirror seat, right? They have a different one for that in this game, being that it's R factor.
You just gotta move your seat. My mirrors were alright. You just gotta move your seat.
Okay. Mirror, mirror, mirror. All right, I actually have adjustable FOV now. I wish it told me what number it was, though. Okay. All right, well, let's give that a whirl. Mirror, mirror. Remember that? That was R factor 1, I think.
Yep.
When you change the graphics, I did not hit apply. Okay, maybe not that time, but they definitely took this time, right? But my mirrors are not right. I cannot see behind me. I'm seeing, like... Yeah. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna pull over right here, where we won't get clobbered, and let's do this. That's not changing that. Oh, there we go.
Well, yeah, Joe, what I kind of meant is, so it's happened to me a couple times where if I go over the curb too much or I go through a corner and, you know, all four wheels are off, the system will evaluate if I did a corner cut or not. So I guess like it looks back But if you were going too fast, then yeah, there's a corner cut. If you're going too slow, slower than normal, saying that you got no time gain or anything like that. So yeah, essentially kind of the same thing. So that's what I really enjoy about this versus like iRacing. You go really slow through the corner because you got spun out. It still gives you a corner cut.
This isn't working. There we go. And my mirrors are not coming into action. I mean, I have my head where I want my head to be.
iRacing has going for it. The rain's gonna fix it all.
So is this the game that's gonna save Motorsport Games?
Is this going to save them?
Yeah.
For me, so far, I'm enjoying it.
Can't hear a mirror when I'm driving. All right, let me make a little quick adjustment on that. Thank you. I am not loving this thing. No. No, I mean, there's nothing going on here that makes it superior to R Factor 2, in my opinion. So if you have nothing making it better than R Factor 2, other than the naming right restrictions, I don't know if they're restricting Le Mans from R Factor 2. Are they? Can you run Le Mans in R Factor 2? It's their asset, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's their asset. Yeah, yeah.
So why would I need this? All right, you know what we're gonna do? Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna fire up iRacing. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's what we're gonna do. I want to go to online. Yeah, let's see what's going on.
Are you gonna do an online? All right. Well, if you're gonna do that, then I will join you.
Okay. So we have daily races. So this is, and when we talk about do you need this game, this is where I'm talking about, because we don't have a career mode. So with no career mode, it's an online racing game or a race weekend game. So we have daily, weekly. Oh, nope, there they are.
Then you have the special events.
Special events. Choa says, if you're bald, this game is not for you. All right, so I'm locked. Oh, so I gotta acquire some points. So we have safety rating requirements. Right now, I'm only eligible for the beginner prototype fix. And the intermediate is locked, SRSO. And the hypercar sprint is locked, SRGO. I need SOGO. I don't have either SO or GO. Then we have a schedule.
Well, you should be able to join practices too. Like you should be able to join practice. You won't be able to join the races, but you should be able to join the practice.
It's locked.
The practices too?
For the intermediate.
Oh, okay.
I'm clicking on beginner. And then it put me in a room. Who are these people?
They're online.
Are they real people?
Yeah, you're online now, buddy.
Can we get in the same room? How does that happen?
Yeah. Let me get back in real quick again. I accidentally exited out of the game. I don't know. Well, so I don't know. Well, I'm getting back in. So, Sean, you said you're not enjoying the game, right?
Yeah, not very much.
Okay. So, like, what are? Because we'll play like devil's advocate here. It's like, what is it that you're not enjoying about this title?
I'm not really grooving. I'm not getting much feeling that time feels very well timed with the game. So right now,
Okay.
a lot of it is a force feedback issue.
Mhm.
But I don't feel like it's just the force feedback. Like I think that that my graphics are running slow, and
Okay.
because of that, there's a lag between input and game. But I'm not blaming the game. You know, I'm quick to point out
Right.
that I'm on a, you know, medium okay computer.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I feel very removed from the steering wheel, very removed from the car, and that's making it
Okay.
very hard to get a good feel for it. And then
Mhm.
if that's the case, it's like, well, I'm not playing a sim if I don't have a good feel for it.
Right.
So that's where I'm having a real hard time. And then that's also where I get back to, well, if there's no real improvements, like all the force feedback tuning. And I remember when last time I played R Factor, it took me days to get my force feedback to where I was like super happy. And I don't know, it just seems like that's a lot of effort to have to go through when there are other sims that can give it to you out of the box. So instead
Mhm.
of course, a Competizione and iRacing, for example. Like
Okay.
I don't remember having to do anything when I fired up Assetto Corsa the first time. I turned it on, I mapped some
Right.
controls, and the force feedback was cool. iRacing,
Mhm.
I mapped some controls, I turned it on, and the force feedback was cool.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I almost brought up Forza as an example, because I don't feel this is a lot improved over Forza and feeling right now.
And yeah, and I think that's why I kind of brought it up. Like, and this is I guess it's also one of my complaints against R Factor 2 is you have to really dial this game in. You have to spend time dialing this game in to get it to work properly, to get it to feel and everything done right. So if you're a person that just wants to jump into a sim and just go, then yeah, iRacing, AC, jump into those, go racing, and everything's good to go. You don't really have to do. You have to do minor adjustments, minor tweaks. Whereas this, Le Mans and R Factor 2, yeah, you're probably going to be spending a couple hours tweaking and getting everything done just right to get the feeling right. And I wished Studio 397 they learned from that mistake. I guess learned from that mistake with R Factor 2 and made something a lot more for the mass crowds instead of like the people that know how to tweak and fix things. Because a lot of people don't. They either want the sim to work right out of the box right away, or they go online to find tunes and setups and use those. There's not really that, there's not a lot that will actually take the time and effort to make sure everything is set up right and properly. So yeah, in that regards, I do kind of agree with you, Sean. But for me, I enjoy this. Like, I really like the graphics on it. I mean, but again, we're using two completely different systems, right?
Yeah.
I, I think that the graphics are definitely an improvement over R Factor 2. And I kind of we mentioned it earlier where the colors in this game are a lot more realistic. And I don't know if you can see it though, Sean. I don't know if you've been seeing, but like, I really like the 3D perspective that they've added to the title, where when you're moving around the car, like when you move around in iRacing, everything is static, like nothing changes. But like here in this game, where you feel like, because the steering wheel is ahead of you, like you see it moving along with you, not at the same pace as you're moving, but it's moving in comparison to the dash, the console. So it's giving you that kind of that 3D effect. So I enjoyed it.
Sure.
I liked
that's
it.
something that R Factor's always been superior at.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave, hot so I actually did that. I actually took my DX11 config file from R Factor 2 and copied it into here, and it worked. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, Sean. Yeah.
I'm jumping at a practice server.
All right. Which one are you jumping in?
Number 5.
Well, which session? What are you doing?
It was the daily race beginner.
Daily race beginner. Okay. Let me see if I can jump in with you. You said 5?
Yeah. You should have to take the time to set up a game. It's 2024. Dave, yes, that's what Amir was able to do. I didn't have, I bounced a lot of games. So literally this morning I was uninstalling games and reinstalling on both systems, funny enough. So I don't always have everything ready to go, and I didn't have an R Factor profile. I'd run an event with Mitchie Hoyer way back when, and I had like really good settings for everything that I've since lost. All right, it's really taking that sweet time joining the server, it seems. F-Zero. I played many miles of F-Zero. Okay. What did it do?
I'm trying to join your session, but it's not letting me.
Yeah, mine did a weird thing. Like, went back to like I hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
And now it's not really letting me do anything.
Yeah, same here.
All right, let's try that again. Close, join practice. Practice 5 is the only one that even allows me to join.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really do anything. Let's pick car. No, I love this game. No. Yeah, I can't join that session.
Yeah, it's not letting me either. I was able to join a different session.
What's this little button in the middle? Oh, is that the Eureka logo, maybe?
All right, so let's try this, Sean. So go to weekly races.
Okay.
Where we at?
So in the first one. Oh wait, no. Thursday, the second one doesn't open until the 22nd. Third one on the 20th.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Sebring.
But we should be able to. Yeah, we could just do Sebring. Let's try joining this practice.
I see 2. Practice 1 and practice 2.
Okay, which one? Let's do practice 1 since it's got the least.
Okay. It's not.
Yep, that one worked.
It did. What did it do?
It's loading in now. I just clicked on server 1 and it was loading me in now. Not letting you?
No.
You know. You know what? You maybe might have to do, Sean. So the email that you set up, you might have to activate the link real quick to get to be able to join the public lobbies.
Okay.
Oh.
You can now log in and participate in online events.
There you go.
Oops. Ah, shit.
Oh boy.
You're in practice 1, right?
Yep.
I might have to restart the game.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna be right back, buddy.
Okay. Did you know? I'm sure you noticed that I was slick enough to move my email before I turned it on. Joa. So I think the next question that needs to be answered, Amir's not here, but do we need to switch? Do we need to end this stream and have it go to Amir's stream so that we can see it in good graphics? Because mine is just really doing a poor job. There we go. There we go. When Amir gets back, I'm gonna have to step away. I gotta. Oh, he is back. All right, I'm loading anyway.
All right, I'm back, buddy.
Okay, I'm loading in.
Okay. We were able to get into the session?
Yeah, I had to restart the game, but yeah. Which all that happened quickly, by the way. Restarting the game, it's loading. quicker than we did before.
No, Dan, I didn't have to do that.
Okay, Joe, fair enough. When I'm driving, it slows down your frame rates.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, can you go on track right now?
I can.
Go on track real quick. I want to see, because we were seeing the stuttering in your side monitor.
Okay, give me a second.
I saw that too, Dan. Ooh, we can watch a mirror.
Give me 1 second, I'll be out there. Alright, so I'm going out on track now.
It got glitchy the second he went on track, huh? It's not even what I'm doing, it's his end. There's a mirror.
What, things are glitching on my side?
It's your camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the minute you go on track, your camera gets a little glitchy.
That's weird. Yeah.
Alright, well here, I'm going to leave you guys with this. I'm going to step away for a minute. You guys can watch Amir as he tells you what he thinks. That looks cool.
So as we're going through this track, very bumpy. Just like you would see normally at Sebring if you've played it in any sim. Unlike, so Sean, so we're seeing two different perspectives, right? So for me, I'm actually enjoying this title. Again, I had early, I had more time to set it up. And because I used to play R Factor 2, I was able just to directly input my R Factor 2 inputs right into here. So I'm not having as rough as a time as Sean is. Right. I think for me, the LMP2 is my favorite car. You know, it's a prototype car, doesn't have all those weird gizmos and gadgets that the hypercars have. Sliding right here, and the slides, like right there, I was able to control the slide really well. I see someone that went off track and crashed. And one thing that I'm finding with this, so with, comparing it to iRacing, for example, when you go over the bumps in iRacing over here in Sebring, you're still able to turn the car, no issues, everything whatsoever. I know, right, Brian? Like really here, like once you hit the bumps, it really affects your steering. And which should be the case too, right? It should be the case where you're losing weight on the wheels and things like that, so it should affect how you turn in, how you steer into a corner, which I really like, giving a little bit more realism in a sim. So let's see, this is my first time lap. It's not going to be a good one. We'll try to see what we can do for the next lap. It's like right there, hit that big bump, and my car just did not want to turn. Oh, that already put me into...
Why does my audio think Sim Commander's making noise?
I don't know.
I don't see any noise for Le Mans. I'm assuming that's Sim Commander.
Let's see, we're already a second up over here.
Oh, we're hey, not that way.
Me?
I was trying to get out of the garage.
Oh yeah, like you come off on the back stretch. You don't come out in the front.
Which way? So these are real humans. I should probably,
Yeah.
I should probably, show some respect.
Maybe just a little bit.
Alright, here, someone's coming around. Let's... Nope. Oh, a beer's behind me.
Yeah, you're my way, buddy.
Yeah, my mirrors are nowhere near being useful at all. I can't see. Whoa, 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 that was a bad turn. Oh, look out, a mirror.
Oh!
I should show some respect.
I don't even have to pressure him. He just pressures himself.
Oh, God. That either. I have no mirrors.
Oh no? Oh.
We're sliding.
Yeah, the sounds are really nice tonight.
That's the end of the practice. Well, that was less than productive.
Let's jump into another session. That's all right.
Oh,
and
connection
it
lost.
booted us.
Whoa, that's weird.
It booted us from the server. Yeah.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
3 key for mirrors. Thank you, Andy. I thought I had turned the head bob physics off. We'll make some adjustments once again. All right. You gonna go in another room?
Yep. What happened? All right, let's go online.
Oh, I went to practice 1.
Weekly races. You went into room 1?
Yeah.
What?
6 of 21.
It's not letting me join. Second. Figure this out. Yeah, you can, Dan. You can turn off the motion.
I thought I did.
Do I have to leave the game and come back in? I guess I might have to.
Oh, mine failed to join. It did the whole try. And then
Oh, it's not even letting me rejoin again.
oh yeah, mine's now it's trying.
Oh, I already did that all offline there, Dan.
No, so it seems that once the checkered happens, it kills practice sessions very quickly.
Yeah.
Because I had gotten the checkered, and then it was just very quick to end the server, which and then caused my frame to freeze, but it was still alive. So as soon as it got done killing it, it then crashed me into the wall. All right, looks like I'm having trouble joining. This last time it was much quicker than this.
Yeah, it's giving me issues too. Like I can't even join a practice. It won't even let me join.
All right, so we're gonna restart, I guess.
I'm gonna have to yeah, I guess. Because it's giving me like vehicle ref not found.
Why is my sim experience is being a little weird, I think, too. That might not be helping my force feedback. Where is my sim? What's it doing?
Yeah, well, so that's why. So I did, Andy. So I left the. So the server kicked us out. We didn't even. Yeah. So the server kicked us out. But now when I try to rejoin again, it's not letting us, or letting me. I don't know if Sean's having a different issue.
How do I do this? I need to update this. But, auto discover. There we go. 1 button created. Oh no, it was for BeamNG.
Oh. So now it pops up a reboot. Just a reboot fixed it real quick.
Okay, let me jump it in.
All right. I am 100% sure he did, Joa. I believe that you believe that.
Well, when I was driving, that was one of the things that I was thinking of was, would a real life there are a couple things that came to mind when I stepped away from it. Number one, here's the intro, but like I'm not sure there's anything that makes me feel like, oh my god, I'm playing the Le Mans game. Right? Yeah, they have the and I don't know what my expectations are, by the way, there, but like
right.
Like this, and maybe this is part of the early access, but this is also where I'm like, maybe companies need to start rethinking early access. Because here's what could happen. Is someone like me could come in and be like, all right, the graphics were cool, but my system's not great. It only has race weekend and online. I don't see a whole lot of like format to the game, I'm going to return it. But then they might add some really cool elements. But if I'm the guy who bought it and decided I didn't like it, what are the odds of me going back to it again? And that's why I really question the whole early access rollout, or the paid early access. Early access where it's free, hey, I'm going to give you a lot of room. But the minute I pay and I know I'm on that Steam clock, right, I have to then immediately like consider, is this a keeper or not?
Yeah, I agree with you to a certain extent. Like I mean, because we kind of did the same thing with ACC when ACC first came out. We played it a lot when it first came out, but then we stopped for a long time, right?
Right. Yeah.
And to me, it was, for me at least, it was more of the updates. Like maybe I'm in the minority, but to me, ACC felt great when it first launched into early access. And then it got worse. With every update, it started getting worse and worse and worse. And I think we didn't touch it for like maybe 6-7 months.
Yeah.
And then we ended up coming back to it for a while. And where it got better again. So yeah, I see that point. It's, I think, yeah, early access. I mean, like, it does a couple of things twofold, especially I think like in motorsport games is Arena, and I think probably this is why they did what they did. I mean, like, we know motorsport games is hurting for money. Their stocks are the lowest they've ever been, and they needed to release something because they lost the iRacing.
I hit join practice and it went right to a room.
Oh, well, I'll join you too.
Unless I accidentally hit race or something. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, they lost their license to IndyCar. They lost NASCAR. They lost BTCC, and like really, this is the only thing that they have left. So I think that really kind of, this is going to be like their make or break for them. And I don't think they could have afforded to sit and work behind the scenes anymore. I think they really needed the cash flow. So the only thing they could do, they knew the game's not ready. So I think they had to do early access to kind of get cash flowing in.
Yeah.
While they could continue developing the game. So anyway, but normally I would agree. Like if they're a big title, like if it was a big company, big title, normally I wouldn't touch an early access because they have the money, they have the cash flow.
Right.
Whereas here, this I can understand it a little bit more.
My room, when you try, because I didn't have a choice, by the way.
Yeah.
My room has 14 drivers in it. I didn't have a choice when I hit practice. It just went right to this one.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't have a choice either.
I don't know why this is causing a weird
I'm with you.
knocking noise out of my wheel. All right, here we go. Yeah, I see we are still getting a little bit of head swerve, aren't we, Dan? I thought I had turned it off, but no, I definitely see some wobble. Mirrors are still useless. Oh, you're going to try 3 to see if 3... Is it 3 and seat position? Here. Oh, I'm the yellow. Okay, here, let's try 3. No. No, that doesn't seem to be doing it for us. Okay.
Alright. You already on track?
I'm... Yeah, you want me to wait for you?
Oh, I'm coming right now. Ugh. Oops.
Got 3 seconds back of you. I'm on the final corner.
Okay. I'm exiting the pits right now. All right.
I'm just cruising slow. It says I can go 1,300 laps until I'm empty on fuel. I'm actually pulled over on the exit of turn 1.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're 5 seconds back. I gotcha. Oh, I have a virtual mirror now. Oh, okay. I don't know if I
There you go.
was not seeing that before. There you are. I see you. Locked up the brakes. You hear that? That was a cool brake lockup sound.
I did. I just saw a puff of smoke. Oh, overcooked it.
Car lacks some front end grip on entry, I noticed. Definitely got to whoa it down or it will not grip at all on the corner entry. Did you crash?
Yep. Sure. Yeah, my steering was all jacked up. Fix it.
Very bouncy. But I'm not feeling it in the steering wheel at all. Definitely like to feel a little road. If it's that bouncy, you'd think you'd feel it in the wheel.
Yeah, that's what I noticed, Andy, from my practice. Like, usually it takes about 2-3 laps for the tires to really come in. Yeah, again, like following WC rules.
Oh, turn. No! That was wicked. Okay, that was cool. That was all Sean. That was heavy gas throttle.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You crashed the car.
I did. I throttled it into snap oversteer, but it was proper.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but that's exactly how that is supposed to happen, the way I use the gas.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I think a lot of my gripe is it's really acclimation, and it's hard to like say whether you should blame the sim or not. Like, but
Right.
you know, I'm starting to get a little more comfortable. No, it's not as bad as Forza, Dan. I'd say so. No, not as bad. But it's taking a while to get comfortable, but now that I'm starting to, I can feel what's going on a little more. I should probably crank my force feed back up a little higher even. Or actually maybe quite a bit higher. But I do still stand by what I was saying about how it's like there's nothing about this game that's making me like feel the aura or the mystique of Le Mans that would justify paying money for a Le Mans title game. It's like, alright, well if you're gonna sell me that Le Mans is that important, then maybe you need to do a little more song and dance to make that point. Because right now I'm just sort of like, cool, so you found a track and got a license for it, and you built a game with 6 tracks, and yeah, I'm still not quite certain the whole point other than we were able to get the license and you can't.
I just remember there's also going to be more stuff too.
What?
There is going to be more updates to this. So right now, this is like, I call it like the 2023 calendar, and they are going to be adding like the 2024 stuff.
Right. Yeah, you're right, Joa. One car and one track on iRacing is literally the cost of this whole game. So, that is fair. Car definitely has enough throttle to loop it off at the corner anytime you want. It's actually kind of a fun car in that respect. It's not too driver aided. You gotta kind of be on it. You lock up the brakes. You have too much brake, you lock them up. Too much gas, you loop the rear. Generally speaking, the way I like a car to drive. Talk about my trouble finding braking to apex. I think it's really like you learn the power and ratio of the brake application, and when you start to really learn it, you can start to get that. So now I am starting to get some trail braking ability, and it was really getting used to the machine as much as anything. Doing much better now. I will say it wasn't that hard for me and Amir to get in the same
That time was a
room.
1:57.77.
Yeah, we were able to get into the same practice room easy now. Races, that's going to be a different story, I don't know.
Well, I think it might come down to rating, right?
Yeah.
So these GT3s are AIs, I'm guessing?
No, everything here is, everything here is be human. There's no GT3s in this race, or in our session.
Our sim hub stuff didn't work though. Bumpy final corner. Definitely a bumpy version of Sebring.
I spun out from one of the bumps there.
That time was a 158.08.
Turn. Oh, overshot that corner. God damn it.
No, Andy, I guess like they have 3 different races, but it all depends on your safety rating or your ranking. Depends on what kind of races you can get into.
really hurt the car, damn it. Alright, alright. I like, okay, so let's look at a few things now that we're stopped, unintentionally. I like in the upper right corner, so look at the menus. I will say this about this, so comparing to, you know, iRacing, for example. Oh, shit, knocking everything over. I really like the in-car view. So right now, I like, without having to do any manipulation, I really do like the way they have the 3 sectors and your delta in the upper right-hand corner with your best time, keeping it nice and simple. That's the kind of stuff that, like, I personally, like, always want. I don't want it on a menu somewhere, so I really like that it's up there in that corner. I like the very gamey... Oh, you can't see it. Here, I'm going to turn off Amir's screen real quick. Bye, Amir.
Bye, buddy.
So here, let me get on track real quick just so you can see. But I like this lower screen on the bottom right there that you're seeing with the gear indicator, the speedometer, your fuel, your tire temperatures, your water and oil temperature. I really like that display down there. And this is an area where, like, I feel like a lot of times, like, when they get too hardcore about everything being super simulation, we miss out on some of the luxury that we are actually video gaming. So why not give me a little bit cooler display than what you might see in a functional car, and maybe even some additional information. So I do like that. Let's see. So I have this so I can hear. You can't see this because I'm covering it. So bye, Sean. We'll bring back Amir. We'll make Sean disappear. And now you can see, so our lower menu, as we go through the things that you can do, make in-car adjustments like traction control, and then our fuel and all of this kind of stuff. So I like the way they do that. And I also like the little icons there showing you what each symbol is. So as we scroll through it, there's our strategy screen, our electronic screen, fuel screen, tires, timing, information, and relative. So I think that's pretty cool. And then in the upper left, we have our leaderboard overall. I see Amir just leapfrogged me up into P3. I'm getting more comfortable with the sim. I'm getting more comfortable with... Here, I'm going to put it on Amir so you guys can watch Amir again. That's...
Oh, now that I go off track?
Well, I must be on delay then. I haven't seen you go off track yet. Getting more and more comfortable with the sim, so I think you spend a good hour with it, you'll get... Oh, you're flying through the air. With the greatest of ease. That was interesting.
I told you.
Oh, now you're off track. Oh, now you're sideways. Oh, but he saved it. Yeah, definitely getting a little more feel out of the game, and that's making me enjoy it more. And that was really acclimation. We haven't really made any adjustments that would have done that. I think I will crank my force feedback up. Well, PS4, we're assuming they're going to come out with expansion packs, let's call it. So that could be seasons, that could be car groups, that could be track packs, could be all of the above combined. Best in-game menu was F1 2010 or 11. Oh, with a D-pad you could adjust your wing, and that's cool. Yeah, we're still just to maybe though, Joa. We're not going above that just yet. Alright, what's our time check? I'm gonna leave you guys with the mirror for a second. I'm gonna step away for another minute.
Oh boy.
Well, we're getting some exterior view, so that's a nice change.
Okay.
But it is you driving, so you might as well get your camera, not mine.
All right, no worries, bud.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. I got second place ahead of me. He was driving really slow. I don't know if it was because of the car ahead of him. A little slidey there. Maybe he's trying to get a draft on me. I'm enjoying this title. Again, Joel might call me an R Factor 2 fanboy. There's a lot more going on here than what is really going on with R Factor 2. I think if I had somebody play R Factor 2 and then play this and not give them the names of the titles, they might say that this is R Factor 3. With the updated graphics and everything that's going on, updated UI. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. But I did say earlier that I'm still not a fan of how long it takes to get everything set up. It does take a long time to get everything dialed in the way that you want it and feels good to you. So that's why we kind of showed it to where, Sean was the new guy starting the sim, and I was already good to go, and everything was dialed in for me. So again, if you do like, and again, if you do like the endurance race stuff, this is a great title. If you're not really an endurance kind of guy, then I wouldn't really recommend this. You really have to be into WEC to really enjoy, or not just WEC, you just gotta be, if you're into WEC and IMSA, then I think this title is for you. Because it does have the hypercars, it does have the LMP2, it does have the GTEs, and eventually you're going to have the GT3s in this car, in the sim. So, there is still a lot of tweaking stuff that needs to get made. And again, this is why this title is released in early access, because they know there's still a lot of work that needs to get done. So what I would recommend for me, because I think this title is only going to get better, is buy it and don't touch it until it comes out of early release. If you're not really in a hurry to play, anything other than the sim that you prefer. Because there are bugs in this game. There are some things that still kind of annoy me. Like, for example, I was sitting here trying to adjust my traction control in the pits, and it shut off the car. Or when I was trying to adjust my FOV, it did the same thing. My car just shut off. There are some graphical bugs, for me, I was seeing a GT3 car or a GTE car in this session when it's only an LMP2. So I'm gonna park it. Can I be able to park it and give you guys kind of my thoughts on it so far? So yeah, where do we stop? Oh, Sean just left too. So yeah, for me, I'm trying to regather my thoughts again. I'm trying to remember where we left off. Yeah, there's still a lot of graphical bugs. There's still some other things that I don't like. that needs to be fixed, and I think eventually it will get fixed. Like I've already been in their Discord, and I'm like already seeing a bunch of people posting things that they found of the issues, and you know the Studio 397 guys are working on it. They're acknowledging everything. So that's what I was saying, Mike Viles. Okay, so that's the temp car until the thing. So yeah, I remember that is something that R Factor 2 does too. That's right. You get the block cars until the car is fully loaded. That's right. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I was saying, Mike, for me personally, I'm enjoying it. I like it. I really enjoy the endurance series. I like WEC, the IMSA stuff. So for me to see all these cars that are in here, you know, I haven't, you know, you got the biggest lineup of hypercars, and then GTE cars, and eventually that stuff is, you know, eventually you're gonna get more and more cars as they expand it. You know, you're gonna get the 2024 season with the GT3s and everything. But yeah, but you need to take the time. Again, you know, disclaimer warning. I will not say you need to take the time to set the sim up. If you don't want to set up sims, you just want to jump in and drive. Do not get this title. It's a hyper. Yeah, for me, Andy, it popped up as a GTE car. Like I saw a GTE car crashed in front of me. I was like, wait, this is an LMP2 session. Why do I have that? Yeah. Let me see if I can. Oh, Sean is back now. Oh. You gonna live, buddy? You can't even hear me.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Oh, that guy's just parked on the side of the road. I'm just looking at everybody that's coming back out on track.
Ooh, you made it up to P2.
Yeah. How about that? I think it's only because people left the session, to be honest.
Oh. Why do I see a Porsche?
I remember I was like once. So we were just talking about that. So that, because R Factor 2 does this. I don't know if you remember it, because yeah, Andy just reminded me of it. So as the car is loading into the session, like R Factor 2, they would call it the cheese car because it looked like a block of cheese as it was loading the textures and maps and details.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what that is. Because when I look at him, it's the same LMP car as mine.
Right.
Yeah, he's using the same exact car as me. But yeah, so like nitpicking, yeah, there are some details in this sim that need to be fixed. So my recommendation would be, I think it has a really solid foundation, a lot of room to grow. It's not as buggy as some other titles I've tried that were in beta or early access. Like driving wise and everything feels really great. The menus are a little slow, they're a little clunky. There's some lag to them, but all that stuff that they're aware of and they're working on. For me, what's more important is how does the sim drive? How are the physics? How is the handling? How do they look? How do the cars look out on track? How does the track look? And I think for the most part, they nailed all of those pretty well. Now it's a matter of getting more and more content in, making sure they eliminate those little bugs. So I would say for me, yes, get the sim. Unless you don't like setting things up.
I know one.
Where I think like Sean's more of a wait and see guy right now.
Yeah, it has hope.
Yeah,
it definitely has hope. I think it'll come down to the content packs. I just realized. So again, I don't mind falling on the sword when things are weird, but it looks like mine. How many degrees of rotation are you getting on your wheel when you're in the car?
When I don't, because I have it set to automatic. To automatically detect the road, like it's car specific.
So what are you getting on this one?
I'd have to look.
Let's see something real quick here. It says I'm at maximum 900. So, but it might be my sim. Like it could be my sim experience that's doing that. Because I didn't have a profile. So let me try.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So my SimiCube, I set it to 900, and then in the game I just used the standard.
Let me see if this changes it or if I have to restart.
Yeah, like I have the use steering wheel range from the vehicle.
Under settings for controls.
Yeah, like having a Le Mans and the hypercar is cool, but why is it most guys? But why would most guys want to get this if they have RF2 or AC? Sooner or later there will be a mod that has all that stuff plus more. So I'm not taking away from the people that enjoy mods or anything like that. I personally do not like mods. I would rather have the people that are scanning the cars, taking all that information, and have them make the cars. That's just me. That's just me personally. I don't like mods. I don't like having to do all that stuff. I just want, you know, everything to come work right straight out of the box. Because to me, like, if you need, here's probably where some of the AC guys are gonna hate me. For me, if you need to use mods to make a game better, then the studio that built that game has failed you. I don't care about you. All they did was grab your money and run. That's just me personally. Other people have different opinions where you need mods to make the games better and better. But again, I don't like mods. But I do agree that there probably does need to be more to make this game stand out. I completely agree. But to the effect I would say is like, well, what makes ACC stand out in front of the crowd? Because it's a decent sim where it gives people that don't like iRacing, that don't like regular AC, who don't like R Factor, it gives them an avenue to play something that like so I think this will, like, unless other sims start bringing in the hypercars, bringing in all these other cars that do race on Le Mans, I mean, Le Mans will have its own niche. Will it be as big as iRacing? No. I mean, it's really hard for me to see right now about iRacing. But I think it will probably have the same amount of numbers as, you know, AC or ACC, like that. Because again, it's just those titles are this title's filling us a niche of people like ACC does.
That's my wheel. You see that?
Your wheel? What happened to your wheel?
That's my wheel right there on the ground.
Oh! Let me look again. I didn't know your wheel could fall off.
Yeah, I just...
Oh, damn, it really did fall off.
Yeah, I wanted to do a little... okay, so movable signs. I just ran over the 100 marker. It's active. Hey, this is the kind of stuff, you know, sometimes I forget when I...
Hey, it has realistic terrain.
Yeah.
It has realistic damage. There you go.
That's good. Right, we're going to try a little more, though. Oh, here we go.
I'm going to get back out on track.
Here, I'm coming out. I'm on pit lane, though. Oh, I just hit the fence. Fuck you.
Oh, I'm on pit lane, too.
I might have hurt my car.
I'll park and wait for you.
I might have hurt my car, but it's okay. I'm right behind you.
Okay. I just want to make sure this time I'm ahead of you so you don't murder me. Or actually, no, you want to be ahead of me.
I want to see your
This way I
car,
can
so
murder
no,
you.
but let me catch up.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna crash. You dummy, Sean. Oh my god, I'm ruining everything. I'm no fun. I'm no fun. Why don't you go around and I'll catch up with you when you come around the final corner?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you.
I'm all the way back in pit lane. Is that you? Is that you?
What?
Is this you?
I'm on the front straight.
Oh.
I'm on the front straight waiting for you.
Okay. Who is this in my way? Get out of my way, 23.
I don't know. Because right now I'm the one that's causing yellow on the track.
Meister. It's Y Meister.
Oh, okay.
He's letting me by. Alright, let's not crash it this time. The mirror's up at turn 1, it looks like. Slow it down this time. Bumpy, so bumpy.
It is a bumpy track.
Alright, I am down the front stretch. Turn 1. Squiggly 2. Oh, lock up for the brake. I love it. I do love the lock up of the brake. Really good sound, little puff of smoke. Seems very complete. Alright. On the little mini stretch. A mirror's 8 seconds out. Looks like catching off the corner. If we can slow it down enough. Cold tires, cold tires. Still mostly pointing forward.
I know, John. Sean did that on purpose.
Yeah, you guys don't underestimate my sneakiness.
Have you not caught up to me yet?
I'm coming. He's struggling on cold tires. I see you. You're at like the end of the straightaway. I'm at the beginning. Here I come. Funny if I crash it right there. Alright, I'm with ya. Car sounds cool. Your car sounds really cool next to me. Like, as good as I've ever heard a car around me on track. I really, I mean, like, I really dig that sound of your car, which has more of that Doppler sound than mine, right? Because mine's that internal sound, but with yours, I'm getting more of that, you know.
I do like the sound effects, like the sounds are really crisp and distinguishable. Like that's one of my complaints in, for example, like AMS2, like your in-car sounds very, very muted, but then like everybody else is much louder than you.
really play with the throttle oversteer once you get used to the physics and the timing and everything.
Yep.
What's that?
I said that sucked.
Lap 156.34.
Oh, too hot, too hot. Ah, yeah, we're not too hot. Okay, okay. I haven't watched much replay. So what do we get in our replay options when we get back to garage? Mocha chocolate. Alright, let's see if we can check out a mirror again. Since I'm...
Checking on me.
Yeah, I just looking at the car, looking at the replay. So there is a certain twitchiness that is really, actually really cool. Because when I watch real life racing, and you see cars coming off the corner, and these like very quick, very small, but these violent jerks, where the car just kind of like, and you see that happen on the replay when you're watching real life cars. And I'm seeing some of that here versus there's something like switching bit. Well, most other sims where it's a little bit smoother. There's something that I think looks really... Well, that was just too bumpy there. That was too much. Grind on board. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do some... Andy, I think we're on the weekly races on this one.
Could be.
A little Lucy there.
Oh, I don't do well with pressure, Tom.
No, that's not working, Andy. But it might be because we're on live versus if I go to replay. We'll need a higher SR. Yeah, so at the daily races, going by memory, there were 3 events, but I was only qualified for the first one. Oh!
Just a hint of grass.
Alright, so it doesn't look like there's much delay on our watching you spectator view. Looks like it's pretty close. Because you called out right when I saw it start to go around on you.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, with everybody having a low ranking, you need somewhere to build it up, I suppose. Little sparks off the chassis there. Oh, your car's not dirty, that's the paint job.
Oh.
Gain volume really loud. Sorry, we can make a correction on that. Still trying to find out where the gain volume is still not showing up as Le Mans Ultimate, which is really weird. Now it's showing up as Sim Hub. Yeah, John Hill it is, and right now it's on an early access, so like if you guys remember Assetto Corsa Competizione when it came out, they did sort of a rollout, so early access was one price, early access was a little more expensive, early access was a little more expensive, and then the final release price. I don't know what we're guaranteed to get, so if you purchase the title now, I don't know how much more content you get versus when it will switch to, we're assuming, some DLC packs in the future. So I don't know how much expansion there will be beyond refinements to the sim. I'll check that out, and when we come back for round 2 of this, we'll have some more information on that kind of stuff. Today was sort of a fire it up, see what it takes to get it running, get out there, turn some laps, see what it's like, get a good feel for it, and then we'll be following this up with a edited video with sort of our you know, lasting thoughts, our you know, favorite and least favorite things, so to speak, about it. I'm just looking around some of the trackside objects, looking for uniqueness versus repetibility. Certain amount, like I don't know the tree layout at Sebring, I've never been there in person. It looks like for the most part, the track walls, the main track buildings are all all there. Not 100% about the tree layout. We definitely have a variety of types of trees, though, when we're going to just kind of talk and dwell on trees. Change the view again. I don't like buffer. Okay, so we don't... So, how do we get back to that TV camera? There we go. That's right. These buttons. Oh, look at that. So just like R Factor, it's the insert home, page up, those keys. That was a lot of white motorhomes. There we go. And then page down gets us to TV camera. Thank you, Wicked. I meant to do that a while ago, actually.
Dang it.
Yeah, our timing watching you is pretty accurate, because once again...
Yeah.
Now, how did you...
Can I go in here? Nope, I can't go in here.
How did you go through that wall so clean? Oh, there's like the little... Oh, is that the pit lane entry?
Yeah. That's one of them. Yeah, I think it's the one that takes you back to like the back pits.
Yeah, because they have gates closing the front pits, so that's the one you need for sure.
Yeah, so this is the back pit, like where you go into your actual garage. Or no, this is actually your pit too.
Yeah, I
okay.
think they have the front lane, front straightaway pit lane is closed in this version.
There we go.
How many races are on the WEC schedule? Do you know?
It depends on each season. I can't remember how many they have. Yeah, I don't know how many they do a year. But I know they are missing some tracks from last year.
Right.
But they are planning on, having all the cars from the 2024 season and the tracks too.
Okay, so the WEC pit is on the back stretch versus the front stretch. Yeah, so that's going to be series dependent. It actually makes a lot of sense, though. It's a safer pit lane entry and exit than the front stretch one. Last year, sorry, I'm reading words as I'm speaking. Andy says there's 7 last year, more next year on the WEC schedule.
Oh, okay.
And right now there are... Andy, so I'm assuming you work with Studio 397? I've seen you use the word we a couple of times. Coda and Imola are some of the others. Ooh, Imola is one of my favorite tracks of all.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to love Coda now that I'm becoming a big jazz aficionado. So, again, I'm getting pretty close to being done for today. Coming up on 11 here. Some more thoughts for me. It was a little bit of a rough curve. The first thing, and all you guys might need to... I don't know how many people are in, like, computer systems. Like, I hit that same wall last time I came out. So
those bumps, man, they get you.
Yeah, it really does throw everything off. What I did notice is that on first load, which took forever if you remember, it actually wasn't running very well. So our first run in, my system wasn't optimized shaders. I'm not sure. Upon restart, we got much better graphics. So that was nice. Also, we did turn on the anti-aliasing, and that seemed to have actually helped. So in the end, the graphics came around. We're still playing them on like medium low by compared to what Amir's on his 4090. But with that resolved, and getting back into the LMP2, a not so hypercar, it definitely made me feel a lot more comfortable. So then it was just a matter of acclimation. And honestly, I'm trying to remember when the last time I ran R Factor was. So just getting back to the You built the online system. Ah, nice, because right now that's my favorite part is the online system.
Oh, okay.
Well, I liked it. It was really easy, right? Was it not? I mean,
Yeah.
it was really
It was
easy.
very easy to go into.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the server seems fairly reasonably strong. So yeah, I mean, right now, I think that was the area. Like, what did I need Le Mans to bring to the table? Well, obviously Le Mans and the licensing that it brings in the series and all of that, but really it was getting me to where it's a little bit easier to get involved, get racing. So we have so many things that we've seen a little bit of work from our factor behind the scenes on like safety rating, matchmaking, and all that. But it looks like we kind of just took off right from the highest point ever achieved by our factor and picked up right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this room, Amir.
I'd love to too, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess because now I figure we're giving our final thoughts.
Yeah. So, but I want to go back to the matchmaking here. And what I like, so I still have a little bit of gripes about what it took to get my controls running, and I think I still have some more work to do. But putting that aside and getting to the online part specifically, I really like this. I mean, it's very basic and simple. So, I'm going to leave this menu real quick because I just want to give you my thoughts on this. So in the game, we have our race weekend. No career mode. Pick a race, pick your car, pick your class, pick your track, go race. And then we've got the online. And so when I get to online, and this is what I really liked, I didn't have to put a lot of thought. And that's my new complaint, or what I was upset about in the history of games as we hit 2024. But here we are. I mean, it's pretty basic. Here I am at the daily races, and I have this one here for beginners, which rightfully so, because I have no races under my belt. So my safety rating right now is a BO. So I guess body odor means you're not very good. You kind of stink. And you got to prove yourself. Go take a shower and you'll get an SO for showered up. But yeah, when you're at beginner, you got this one available and you can see and you're enticed by the fact that, okay, I got to get a little better, unlock SO competition and then GO competition. That's on the dailies. On the weekly races, similar type of thing. And we've got this one. So we've got running. Registration opens at 17:30 for the LMP Masters, and then it tells us the next event's coming. So if we want to get ahead of the curve and start getting ready for running Hypercar Madness, I know that it's going to, look, driver swaps.
Yep. It's not available yet, but
look at how ready it is. I mean, look at how built in it is.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. I also like little things like fuel multiplier, I think is really nice when you're talking about certain events. All right, so now we have the 2.4 hour Le Mans, which is on Friday the 23rd. Registration opens Friday the 23rd. So we have special events. So anyway, I really liked, it was really easy for me and Amir to grab the same server and be on the track together. I ran behind Amir and it was smooth as could be. So all my jumping car stuff went away when we made the changes and reset and restarted. Was running right behind Amir, and yeah, I was like I could just pick where his bumper was and slide around him. BO. Oh, no doubt. Well, if it's any consolation, B&O Railroad was always my favorite, Brian. So yeah, I really do like that. My overall opinion is keeping things in perspective that it's early access. If you're willing to go through a little bit of a learning curve, and I think Joa actually helped me with this. If you didn't own a hypercar and Le Mans on iRacing, that would cost you $25, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't even buy an LMP2 or a GTE. I just bought a car. So it's kind of, I mean, I think that if you're like a diehard iRacer, I think you could put this one in the class of kind of like a no-brainer, because you should be able to get enough enjoyment and getting in on the early access and then waiting for its development. You know, you might even save a few bucks in the end by getting more for your money out of it. But yeah, I think that bang for buck or comparison, or, you know, like I think of the Pitcrew. Right now, it would not be hard for us to say, hey, we're all crashing. You know, we go on our Discord
Yeah.
and say, hey, we're crashing practice server 1, get in there, right? And that to me is something that has been very difficult to do with our community, and something that I've really been waiting for games to kind of just make that and facilitate that and make that easier. I could see it being that easy. We could, right from our Discord, do that. Oh, and we got to see, yeah, and the crash damage. I mean, knocking a wheel off the car, that's pretty complete. I noticed the car was definitely running on 3 wheels, so when we tried to get back on track, you could see it was slammed to the chassis. The sounds were very good. I really the brake lockup sound I thought was exceptional. I like the engine sound, so I mistook the Porsche for a Ferrari, which is sort of sacrilegious, but it was a raunchy, nasty, awesome sounding Porsche GTE. I really like that. When I heard Amir's LMP2 near me, I really like that on-track sound. It just really, really kind of made me feel like we were really there. So yeah, there are things that I do love. I would love the force feedback to be a little bit more intuitive and just quick to work. I still need to crank it up a lot more and start playing with some other settings, which I'll do when you guys aren't watching. But in the end, I got a good feel out of it. I don't like that it's still like you map your controls and it knows my left and right. I don't know why R Factor still has to like always be backwards as its default. I keep looking over at a mirror. I need to look at you guys. But yeah, if I map it, it seems
You're talking to me too.
yeah, it just sort of seems like when you map, it should already know which direction your force feedback is. And I can see that really being off-putting for a lot of people, because instead of getting your force feedback at center, you're getting it at extremes, and then it's way too much. As soon as I flipped it around, everything came in, and we were able to. So again, no fault of R Factor, no fault of Le Mans Ultimate. There's an acclamation. So I don't care if I were to fire up Assetto Corsa Competizione, if I was going to fire up Automobilista 2, it's going to take me an hour to get comfortable and remember the braking points and the braking pressure, speed of which you apply the brake, all of that kind of stuff. Each game has its own physics. Each game has its own flavor or feel. And unless you bounce around from a mall every day, it's going to be really hard to just jump in immediately. At the beginning, I was just completely flying blind. And at the end, I was getting ready to start being very critical of my driving line and holding myself to a high standard of good driving. And that only comes with a certain amount of control. So that's a totally transformation from start to finish of just this show here today. So really, that's all my thoughts. I will be playing again. I would look forward to turn it on again and give it another run. I'd love to find out how many of the Simpit guys have it, and maybe, you know, whether maybe it's this weekend or maybe it's a day this week. Maybe we all just plan and kind of do what Amir and I just did, but be like, all right, I'm joining practice server 1. Look like there are 21 spots available if we all time it at the right time. So I love that, and that could be really fun in the immediate. So I think that covers all my thoughts right now. What about you, Amir?
Yeah, to get just before I answer, like just the John Hill's comment. So yes, it's MSG. So yeah, and motorsport games. But like if you haven't like been listening to news, you know, in the past couple months, like the people that were running motorsport games are no longer there. Now they're on Stefan Hood, Stefan Hood is a very nice guy. Like he's a really good dude in the sim racing community. You know, he's been in the sim racing industry for a very, very long time. Plus it's Studio 397, like, so you gotta support Studio 397. And those guys, you know, they're all a bunch of nice dudes there. I think for the most part, like I aired out a lot of me, and I'll just sum them up really quick. There are still some bugs, and I think most of the bugs that I encountered are the bugs that the public, Studio 397 already published saying, hey, we already know of these bugs, as of the release of their, going into early access. So guys, just be aware that, hey, these are the bugs. There was a couple things that, yes, for sure, like it takes a really long time to set up everything to get it. And not talking about like mapping your buttons or anything like that, but like getting your force feedback dialed in. So I think like I had the benefit of been playing R Factor 2 for a long time, so it was easy for me to set everything up because all I had to do was grab the config files from my R Factor 2 and put them into Le Mans Ultimate, and it just worked, which is really good for me. But like most people might not know that. Like I was able to get my triple monitor set up, my force feedback, everything just done right away. And the same thing with getting SimHub to work, to get my motion to work, but that's not really Studio 397 thing. That's more on SimHub, and the motion companies update their software to get it to work. And for the most part, I don't really have a lot of complaints. They built a very solid foundation for this title. Like driving wise, once you're actually in game and everything's been set up and clean, everything just works. We were able to join sessions really quick. We were able to get into races like separately, like when we did the race weekend. It takes a little bit of time, but I think like after the first couple of loads, then it gets faster and faster to get into the races. I didn't notice, for me at least, I didn't notice any netcode in the online practice sessions. Everything was spelled out really nice, saying, hey, here's when a session starts, here's how to join a practice session. So me and Sean can jump in really quick into the session and be there together. So I really enjoyed that.
Thank you, Andy.
That's for Sean. I was like, huh?
It took me a while to even realize what that was. So yeah, if you're in the menus, if you right click, I was trying to go from 0 to 80% on my force feedback. Right click will give you pluses of 10. Andy, I'm really glad you joined our stream. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really glad you helped out a ton. I just cranked up. I just want to really quickly feel the force feedback at 80.
Oh, gotcha.
And
so you just made me lose my trail of thought.
I'm
Sean.
sorry.
Thank you, buddy.
I do that.
No, you're good. Yeah, I'm just giving a brief overview. Graphics to me look great. It's R Factor 2 engine, but with an updated graphics, which I think was very much needed to make it more modernized. And I think now it kind of puts it, I think, like in the top sims of how nice it looks. You got a realistic color palette to it. It's not overly saturated like how AMS2 is, and it's not dull where kind of like iRacing is, where you get that yellowish, hueish tint to it. So to me, it was perfectly good color-wise. Going into, I did a night race at Bahrain just to get the effects, because it's usually race there at night. And the blooming effects of the lights was really great, really enjoyable. Like, it really makes you feel like you're there on track. And the same thing like when you're in the car, like the 3D effects that are done in the car as the car is moving, shaking under the weight you're moving around in your seat as a driver, really gives you that much better sense of being in the car. Whereas like if you're in iRacing, everything is completely static. You get a little bopping, you could put a little motion in there, but nothing moves in relative to where it's placed in the spatial area around you.
iRacing is like racing at absolute zero or like in a vacuum, right? I mean, like everything's so freaking sterile. I wanted to touch upon what you were talking about, the graphics, because I know we're seeing it at different levels.
Right.
So for me, I mean, like if I just was like to play with the graphics pie chart, of various sims, like as I was saying, iRacing has this like Easter egg pastel color that isn't very realistic. And even though their 3D mapping, and laser scanning is so spot on, there's something that looks synthetic still. So it's so perfect, but it
agree.
looks synthetic. Like I said, AMS2 is overly saturated, just too much, right? Now, Assetto Corsa Competizione is what I'd always sort of said. I like the graphics of Assetto Corsa Competizione,
Yeah.
but almost like iRacing, there's something so sterile there too, where everything looked almost too perfect. And
Right.
it's like, wait, but this is real life. What about like that hazy day? And I don't mean adding
Yep.
haze, but like perfect days aren't that freaking perfect. It's not just a black and white thing. I really like the color palette, like you said, and the range of colors on this. And then when I combine that, now I'm playing on lower graphics, but like there is this twitchy edginess to the game that I think makes it feel a little more intense. And so a lot of times when I'm playing Assetto or iRacing, despite intense moments of racing, and when people ask like the difference between real life and sim racing, intensity.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is seat of your pants, and a lot of that is just the chill up your spine, right? Well, that jumpiness, that edginess, that jerkiness, that live wireness that this is driving with, I feel demonstrates that. And so when I combine it with the graphics that are actually a little harder to see, but to me that is almost like more realistic. Because when you're in a real car, it just isn't that freaking clear. You know, you got your visor, you might have obstruction or dirt on the windshield, the glare comes and goes. Things aren't just the same just because it's 3 o'clock on a cloudy or sunny day. I'm just going out right here at Monza real quick just to see. Oh, I want to feel, oh yeah, okay. I just cranked my force speed back up to 80. And now, you know, I should have done this way earlier. It was a shame it took me so long to figure out what was up there. And yeah, all right, I'm sorry, I kind of cut you off. I just wanted, I wanted to go with what you were talking about on color.
See, now I've lost my point.
You were talking about racing at night and the bloom effect.
Yeah, like the lighting effects, the blooming effect of the lights was really fantastic, and to me, like so far, like all the tracks that we tried, the spatial effects and how the 3D modeling is done, like to me, it makes you feel like you're a lot more in a car than some of the other sims that I've tried, which overall enhances the immersion perspective of racing.
Yeah.
And that's like my biggest complaint of iRacing is like everything is so static. Like nothing really moves around, so to me it kind of breaks that immersion a little bit. But here, like I'm seeing little things moving around. I'm seeing little things, happening in the car as I'm driving it, as I'm going over bumps and crevices and the curbs and everything. I feel like I'm swaying and moving. Maybe the motion is enhancing that for me. But when I wasn't using, I was still getting the same kind of effect of getting that feeling of being in the car. The car feel wise, I would say the cars feel a little too twitchy. Like when you just go and drive them without me setting up the car, you lose the rear end really, really quick going to the corners. So I hope and I know they do, if you go race online, there's going to be a fixed series where you have a fixed setup and everything like that, but I wish, and this is a complaint mostly for all the sims that are out there, I wish most sims came out with a baseline setup where the car is nice and stable, so people can get an idea of the car and drive and understand it, and then go in and make the tweaks. Instead of having the car oversteery or anything like that, and people just give up on that car and move on to something else. I think we covered everything. I think that's most of the stuff I had for now. I still got to try this more to have more detailed thoughts on it. But yeah, that's me, Sean. I don't know. I don't have anything else I can speak of right now. I'd have to think some more once we can do another video.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I have all of 1 hour of driving time under my belt, right?
Yeah.
So I don't really want to get too far out ahead of my skis here. You know, as I've established already, it's like, look at the difference from minute 1 to minute 60 of driving time, and how I feel. Just now made another improvement on force feedback, so it continues to get better. So for me, I think it is showing a great amount of potential. It is definitely a step up from R Factor 2 for me, which at the beginning I think I was questioning whether it was or wasn't.
Right.
And now,
yeah, you were like, I noticed like at the very beginning you were very much like, I don't like this.
yeah,
I could tell it from your facial expressions and everything. Like you were like, I don't like it at all. But then like getting halfway through, you were kind of like, it's okay. And now you're like, oh, I kind of like this.
yeah, this could work. So they cured just enough things that really give me some hope. So I want to play it more. Like I said, our new policy on software is to do exactly what we did today. Go through the initial struggles, and it's not in an attempt to beat a sim up as much as to give you guys some insight as to what it's going to take to get sims up and running, because this is part of the normal process. I don't care what sim it is. Part of the normal process is figuring it out, getting up and running, and going through and figuring out how many things you have to sort out before you're just going to be up and running. Yeah, I do take a time to warm up to change, Joe. That is for sure. That is for sure. I admit that. So yeah, I think it has great hope. I'm real happy. I had a lot of fun doing this here. I'm glad the online was my favorite part so far, because that's kind of what it needed. And yeah, those were AI names there, but earlier we were in multiplayer and those were real human names. That was just AI that I was just in with there, John. So yeah, I think that's all I've got. I think we've covered it pretty well. What you can expect from us at the very least, we'll talk offline, find out what else is more in store. But at the very least, either me or Amir will be doing a follow-up video with a little more time under our belt, and it will be sort of a quick, final thoughts and the good, the bad, the ugly, we'll call it, for the sim. And we might do more than that. That's at the very least, you can count on one of us getting back to you with a little more time under our belt, a little more finalized thoughts, and then coming back with some final thoughts here. So
yeah, no, for sure. Like I think for me, like I want to make sure I haven't dialed everything in correctly. Like I think I'm pretty much maybe 80% dialed in with everything. So I think once I'm up to 100%, like actually like give my final thoughts on everything, like how, and then probably give tutorials like, all right, here's how you set up your, here's how to set up your stuff for Le Mans, because it can be tricky. I think my other one thing I didn't mention was like when you set up, and this doesn't affect a lot of people. So I know Sean, for you were using NVIDIA Surround, so it really had no effect on you. Like for me, I'm not using NVIDIA Surround. I hate it. I refuse to use it. So for me to get my triple monitors working correctly with the right angles, the bezel correction, all that took a little bit of time. But again, because I know R Factor, I was able to apply the R Factor settings to this and get it to work. So some people might not know that. So
but any sim you have to go through. That's kind of what we were talking about with the doing these shows. Yeah.
Right, but at least like I know with like if a new sim is coming out from a different company, like you have to relearn all that stuff, have to redo everything and do that. But like at least with this, if you know somebody that's played R Factor really well, or you've seen videos on R Factor 2 on how to set up everything, you can just go watch those videos and then come back and change it for Le Mans Ultimate.
Right.
Yeah.
Andy letting us know that their first special event for Le Mans will be this Friday, the 23rd. It'll be a 2.4 hour Le Mans, but they're running it at 10 times scale or speed.
Ooh.
So it means that you'll go through a full day-night cycle.
Yep.
In 2.4 hours. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. But that's it. Yeah, Sean. I think yeah, for me, like just do some more back-end testing, and then I believe I'll be back Thursday with part 1 of the rig build, and then I'll probably be going live with Pacific Drive because it comes out on Thursday.
Awesome.
Too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's that time of year. All right, so you'll be seeing lots more of our ugly mugs, but I think that's going to do it for this one. I want to thank Studio 397. They did send us a copy of the game, so one of us is playing on a free copy. The other one had to pay for it, but yeah. But they did hook us up. So just and not that changed a single word that either one of us had to say about it. But thanks for them for getting a copy in our hands. And like I said, we'll get you some more on this. We're not done yet. Like Amir said, he'll have some Pacific Drive coming up at the end of the week, and his rig build. So all sorts of new stuff, all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And thank you for being part of this one. But that's going to do it for today. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Sean Cole. That's Amir Assad.
I'm Amir.
And we will see you on the track. Bye-bye, everyone. Okay. All right, that worked out, other than my shitty graphics. Yeah, apparently. Well, when you stepped away, I said, all right, when the mirror gets back, maybe I'll have it switch over to him so we can see it. And it was even Joe. It was like, dude, don't bother. Most people are running on a system closer to yours, you know. To mine, he meant, you know. So, yeah, that's cool. All right, let's get this.